Harden at his best game as a 76er on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since Embiid has come back, Philly hasn't lost a game. Was Sunday what we should expect from Harden and Embiid, or was this all just a mirage?
It's not what you can expect from Harden. And the 31, 7, and 9, he might put up those similar numbers again, but the way he did it. So I tweeted this in real time, but that I said, I think this might be one of the best playoff fourth quarters of Harden's career. And then we checked this morning for the TV show, and this was 16 in the fourth, was literally the most points Harden has ever scored in a playoff fourth quarter in a close win. He scored 17 once in a blowout.
Okay.
But it was the best fourth quarter, because even vintage Harden, great James Harden, struggled in the playoffs in the fourth quarter in close games. So you can't expect him to be this dominant as he was in the fourth quarter yesterday. But you should be able to expect him to occasionally pop for 30 points. But more importantly, even if they don't, and the reason I felt so strongly about Philly in this series was Miami has no answer for Embiid. And if Embiid was at 60% in game 3 and Philly won, he was probably 75% in game 4 and Philly won. I don't think Philly's going to lose again this series. I think that Philly is in a spot right now where there's no answer for Embiid. He causes so much pressure because Miami's a great defensive team, but they're short. Bam is awesome, but Bam is 6'8".
Right.
Embiid's 7'1". He's got to be close to 300 pounds. And is just so physically dominant that I think this is a bad matchup for Miami. I have a real shot to be undefeated through 2 rounds of the playoffs as far as series predictions. For this round, I have the Bucks, Sixers, Mavs, and I have the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies one is on life support with Ja being injured. So maybe 3 out of 4. But if Ja's hurt, then I feel like I'm off the hook.
Right.
If your best player gets hurt.
That's fair.
But I didn't even back down on the Philly thing when we found out Embiid was missing the first 2 games. I said the same thing that I said about Luka in round 1. If Embiid's back by game 3, I think they can win. I don't think Miami has an answer. One other weird thing to watch with the Heat. Duncan Robinson signed a 5-year, $90 million deal a year ago. Duncan Robinson made 8 3-pointers in the first game of the playoffs.
He's played, what, a minute?
He's played 1 minute this series. And he's not hurt. Since game 1 of the playoffs, he has played a total. The Heat have played 8 games. He has played a total of 44 minutes. Now, I understand he's a defensive liability, but you're supposed to be a great defensive team, and you are. You need to be able to have a defensive liability out there when they're like 14 of 50 from 3 in the last 2 games when he can shoot like that. Duncan Robinson being thrown to the bench, glued to the bench, I should say, when he's at $18 million a year for the next 3 years is baffling to me. All right, what's next?
They need you in the booth.
Yeah, well, a lot of these teams do. But the Heat are well coached. I just don't get it. All right, you know who we did see yesterday, though, real quick, for the first time in forever? Markieff Morris. He made an appearance for the Heat, which was good for him because he did have to miss 50 games this year because the back-to-back MVP shoved him in the back when he wasn't looking and he got whiplash. But nobody wants to talk about that
either. He
either.
brought that on himself. We're not about that.
I'm not a big Morris Twins fan. He did get shoved in the back while he wasn't looking. All right. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.